what's going on, everybody? Welcome to T-Box Talk, episode 50. We hit the big 5-0, boys. Congratulations.
Woo.
Technically, we've been doing it over a year now because we did take a couple weeks off here and there. So we are at the year anniversary of T-Box Talk, which is very exciting.
Feels like just yesterday that we sat down and we're like, oh, let's do a podcast, you know?
Yeah.
And to celebrate in true fashion, we're going to do a 25-minute episode.
Episode 52, we'll do a big special one because that'll be 52 weeks.
That's
a year.
1 year.
So
Yeah.
1 year
Yeah.
of T-Box Talk. So look forward to the 52nd episode of T-Box Talk, which will be an amazing celebration of 1 year of T-Box Talk. My name is Andrew. Welcome to the podcast. Joined today, as always, by Josh and Will. Today on the pod, going to keep it short and concise. We have a lot of things going on over at the OMADA Golf world. Let's get right into it, boys. How are the weekends, Will?
What did I do this weekend? Oh, yeah. I got engaged this weekend.
Oh,
yeah.
Congrats. Wow.
Yeah. Took, although it wasn't much of a surprise because Marissa and I started planning our wedding before the engagement even happened. So we're big planners, as you guys know, and it was good. I don't think it was much surprise to her, but I still did want to make it special. So we went down to South Kingston Beach. The rain held off long enough. I did the proposal on the beach. Her friends were hiding nearby as a little surprise, and then we got lunch at Matunic Oyster Bar after. So it's a great Saturday. It was a great day, even though there wasn't much of a surprise, like I said.
And she caught on midway through, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was texting with her best friends over the course of the last few weeks to set this up, and of course, her best friend's giving me updates and everything that Marissa's pestering her with questions about, is it going to happen this weekend? Is it going to happen this weekend? Okay, it's definitely happening this weekend. So I did my best to kind of hold my own and try to keep it a surprise to the best of my ability. But either way, it was a great day, and I'm glad that we're officially engaged. Finally, yeah.
It's absolutely incredible.
So Will was officially... We've been doing T-Box Talk long enough that before T-Box Talk and during the time of doing it, Will was not engaged and is now engaged.
Yes.
So
Right.
in that 1 year is a big transition for Will.
Big
in his
life update, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
awesome.
I mentioned to my mom that you were getting married and everything, and she was like, "Oh, he's gonna get stressed really quick." Josh is getting married, and she was like, sometimes doing smaller, more concise weddings can even in some cases be harder because you have to get it right. You know what I mean?
Something to look forward to, Will.
I mean, it's been a pretty seamless process so far. Honestly, it's low key in that respect that it's only going to be 15 to 20 people, just immediate family, as in parents and siblings, and we're getting married up in Maine on the beach. We're renting our friend's house on the beach. Everyone's staying at the house. We're going to do drop-off catering and everything. So it's really probably it's been pretty easy so far. We booked the photographer literally last night. So
nice.
There's only a few more boxes to check, and so far it hasn't been that stressful at all. So I'll have to report back to your mother as once the time approaches. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just one thing I don't look forward to is planning a wedding. But let's get a girlfriend first.
So I did something really fun last weekend. Well, unique. I went to Putt Shack.
Okay.
Oh, you
so
did.
I hate to
Something
say it.
we've talked about several times on this
is
podcast.
actually as short as it is. This is a good bit of information for anybody that actually likes golf. I mean, this is kind of a whole new world. I didn't really anticipate it being so different. Putt Shack does not operate off of a point system, the normal point system of mini golf or golf in general. It's not about strokes. It's not stroke play. They created different point systems. So you can it's the weirdest thing. So, so you literally can be at a hole that has I don't even, what would it be? Trivia.
Okay.
And
what?
This is weird. So you can be on a hole that is asking you a question, and you answering correctly is you putting in the right direction. And you have to just get through the tunnel of the right answer. And that is additional points to however you finish the hole. So there are red zones and there are green zones. If you get a red zone, that's going into a hazard. It's the equivalent of losing a ball in real golf and whatnot, adding 5 strokes or minus 10 points or whatever on your total score on the hole. So there's a lot of room for you to go fluctuate, because if somebody makes a big play, even if it's not hole in one, there are different ways on each hole for you to really do something drastic to keep it close.
So what I'm gathering from that is you literally could have 0 mini golf skill and do really well at Putt Shack.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because that's probably the point. They want to make it for everybody. And
Yeah.
like they don't want to make it like super competitive mini golf.
Yeah, and the environment was beautiful. I mean, like the bar scene was crazy. It's a big place. It's not a small place. The downside of it is you have to plan. Heed my warning. If you ever go to a Putt Shack, you need to plan to do minimum 18 holes minimum.
Yeah.
And like in a perfect world, 27 is the real minimum, but like at least 18 because we finished our round in like 25 minutes.
That's what I was going to say is like all the things that I heard coming out of that new Putt Shack that you just went to was that you can play like 9 holes in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
you have to
an
like
issue.
you have
That's
to
an issue.
prepare and like so it would be equivalently more expensive for Putt Shack than it would be probably for any other mini golf course. Like because I paid I think $36 for 9. So it's like $18 for 9 holes. So you're going to pay $36 for 18 if you were to do 2 like back-to-back rounds, and it still is probably an under an hour of mini golf.
So, question for you. 2 questions. How is the service? 1. And 2, I heard there's 3 floors. Am I wrong? Is it 2 or 3 floors?
There are 2 floors.
Now, I heard that the courses are identical on each floor.
There are slight differences based on my visual. I didn't play them, but there are definitely slight differences on the visual appearance of them. I think if I had to guess, I'd say they're pretty close to the same. And I would definitely say that that's a downside. As far as service goes, we didn't get drinks or food.
Probably
because
better that way.
We didn't fucking plan it out. So we didn't like have a spot at any of the tables. And then we went to go back as a major negative, and why I say you need to plan to do 30, 36, 27, or 18 is because they didn't have any golf available for us after our tee time.
Okay.
So we wanted to play more, but we couldn't because the spots were booked out.
Gotcha. Okay. Because the reason I asked about the service was because everything I heard about that Putt Shack location, or maybe, I don't know if there's more than one, whatever, that people were they would order a drink, start their round, and then they wouldn't get their drink until they were done with 9 holes.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think it's only 20, if the full round of 9 takes 25 minutes. Granted, I play with 2 people, but if it takes 25 minutes, I mean, how many drinks can you get in 25 minutes?
One.
I think the purpose of it pretty much is just you go to drink and eat, and then you play a little bit of golf.
That's exactly what it is, Andrew.
But I think it's marketed as like mini golf only almost. So
it's just a cool thing. It's a cool place to go to. You're not like I'm not going there looking to like compete against like you know what I mean. Like I don't care about that.
It's a date spot.
It's a date spot. It's a casual place to go and have an activity to do that's fun. We went at the jam in time. I mean, we went at like Friday at like 7-something p.m.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it was like
yeah.
literally the place was packed. But
Yeah.
overall, I'd say it's a positive experience. I think people are being a little finicky. I think they were looking for more of a Top Golf experience, and that is not Top Golf.
Well, you also have to think, like, I saw a lot of that feedback on TikTok, and TikTok is primarily a toxic place.
Yeah.
Like most there's more negativity on TikTok than positivity. So.
Right.
Absolutely, there is.
Exactly.
Speaking of golf, going into our little golf segment here, I think I played the best round of golf I've played in my life the other day. Josh can attest. So here's the catch-22 here. In the last couple of years, I'm always Josh's scramble partner. I don't know why. Me and him just always get paired together. Probably because he's usually one of the better in the group, and I'm always classified as the worst. Whatever. I can get over that. I agree with that. But the one time I don't play with Josh as my scramble partner, I did so good. Like, I freaking excelled. I'm not kidding you. 150 in, I was dynamite. Like, if I was 130 out, I was putting it within 10 feet every time. And my putter was on fire. So I actually contributed a lot of shots to the scramble team. And I actually we beat Josh's team.
Well, you're holding out an important point, too, is that you had your brand new Kentry with you that day.
I had my brand new Kentry.
So you added at least 20 skill points.
My confidence was through the roof. I felt great about my golf bag. And I was using my rangefinder, too, with the new Atlas rangefinder from OMADA Golf. Selfish plug. It was awesome. Like, I was just really excited.
One of the things that I was happy with on that day, Andrew not being one of them, I wanted to strangle him. One of the things was that we tested the Atlas back to back with multiple devices. We had 3 Atlases on that course at the one time.
Yeah.
So we continuously from the same spots were targeting it. And it's amazing to see the level of accuracy that thing is across different items. Like you would know if it wasn't telling you an accurate distance, if it was just reading it wrong or something, if you're using multiple in one state, in one way. But man, it was just lightning. And it makes the game so much easier to play when you know how far to hit it. I mean, you don't realize how big that is, you know?
And I think the big thing is the elevations too. Like the slope adjusted distance, like knowing your slope when you're golfing is like unbelievably helpful. And
Andrew, what happened last night out of nowhere?
Okay. So something I got so excited about this. Josh texted me and I was like in the middle of just like, bleeding my eyes out playing Elden Ring, and Josh texts me that Ryan Jensen, the starting center for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, has purchased a rangefinder. And I was like, no fucking way. I go on to our little Shopify thing. I look at the back end, and there it is right there from Tampa, Florida. And I was like, is it really him? Like, could it, like, maybe it's someone using his name? And then Josh take it away here. You were DMing with him on Instagram.
Well, that's the thing. I was going to add something to it. It's like a lot of times you get these celebrity people that are, I don't even want to put a word to. I'm just, you know exactly where I'm going with that. This guy was so fucking down to earth, such a nice guy. Like, literally contacted us, all excited about the rangefinder, like, just picked one up, boys, like this and that. And, honestly, just having some communication with him back and forth, like, that was the pinnacle of my experience. Like, that's all I could ever ask for, is that people really appreciate the product that we've built and are excited to get it, and hopefully will delight him. I mean, I know that the Atlas now works, and so my confidence is sky high. I mean, I always knew from testing and everything, but I just mean, like, the production model has gone really well. We have gotten nothing but good feedback so far. I think it's a really exciting time. And Ryan, if you happen to ever see this or listen to this or whatever, thank you so much, man. It was a pleasure getting to know you here and there through our message board. And in addition to it, when your other golf bags run down, we got you covered on some new ones. Let us know if you ever need anything. You are the fucking man.
Yes, it is really awesome. I can't describe how many people I texted.
Plus, he was protecting our boy Colucci.
Tommy B. Like, and it's selfishly in my mind, like, as I was falling asleep last night, I was like, okay, so what if there's a world where they're still probably really close friends? What if they're golfing together and he takes out the rangefinder and Tom sees it and he's like, holy shit, what is that?
Is Tom still living in Florida?
I think so, but I think more in the Miami area. But they're boys. Like, I know they're boys.
Oh, for sure.
Which is crazy. So
and I said that to him. I said to him last night, I was like, oh, by the way, like, I had to say,
what is falling off your chair?
And I said to him last night, I was like, I had to say something. And I was just like, by the way, thank you for your service protecting Tommy Boy. Really appreciate it. And he was like, Tom's the man. That's fucking wild, dude. He's got pictures with him, like, literally right
They won a Super Bowl together. They fucking won a Super Bowl together.
That's fucking wild.
And now he's the owner of an Atlas rangefinder, and that's awesome. And if he ever wants to come on the pod and talk about it, that'd be great too. But yeah, so things are looking up for OMADA Golf. Let's get into some what are we watching, because I think we might have a little bit of a beef to settle on this podcast.
I see what you did there.
Oh, shit.
Bagel loved beef.
Did you love it?
I'm almost done with it.
Oh, wow, really?
We've been crushing 2 to 3 episodes a night. And I will say the first episode, it wasn't that it was hard to get into, but it was like 15 minutes of like just like balls to the wall, and then it was like slow in the middle, and then like the last 15 minutes was balls to the wall. Granted, the episodes are only like 30 to 40 minutes long, so take that with a grain of salt, but I'm locked in. Like, really? I'm so into it right now.
That broke you out of The Sopranos, huh?
Yeah, we haven't watched Sopranos in like a week because like we just come home and Marissa's like, beef, and I'm like, beef.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Actually, before I ask that question, what's your take? Did you watch this?
I have not seen it yet.
Okay, so did you can you give me like a very quick, just what's that fucking show about? Because the first one was just him, basically everything going wrong in his life, and
there's like the road rage incident, which is how like the whole show starts. But it's so much more than that, because it starts to follow the lives, the character development of these two main characters. I believe her name's Emmy and then Bobby. And they're both living different lives, but they're also like simultaneously living the same life. And like they're just basically trying to get back at each other, like behind the scenes in any way possible.
Right.
And I'm at the point now where like they've called the whole like they've called the whatever they've called the argument quits, you know?
Yeah.
And it's almost like after the first episode, it kind of just shifts into a dark comedy.
Really?
Yeah. So like while it is depressing and like things continually are going wrong, it does pick up that Barry-esque storyline where it's like it's violent and it's, you know, it's fast and whatever, but it's also fucking hilarious.
Wow. Well, I mean, you know, Barry's coming back, by the way. I think
I did see that.
It already premiered, I think.
Oh, it did. You're right. There's two or three episodes out.
No, the final season just premiered last Sunday.
So, but I think they dropped 2 or 3 episodes.
I have no freaking
I haven't
clue.
checked it.
I have no
Either way.
I still have to finish season 3 of Barry. I don't know why I fell off. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But Beef, yeah.
All right, I'll give it another try.
I would say get through like the first 3 episodes, and if you still don't like it, then to each their own. But
yeah,
I was locked in after the second episode.
I wasn't like hateful about it. Like, oh, this is the worst show ever made. I just couldn't get past the first episode. I was really struggling.
Will, keep the mic for a second because you also saw the new Nike Air movie.
I did. I saw the
and
new.
This has been getting great reviews.
Michael Jordan Air movie in theaters on Sunday. Marissa and I went. I had no expectations going to this because I don't really know a lot about professional basketball or Michael Jordan or Nike or how, you know, both, you know, basically those two entities came to be. And so the whole movie is about how Nike started and essentially how Nike's basketball division almost like went bankrupt or went, you know, belly up. And if it wasn't for Michael Jordan, them getting Michael Jordan, then they wouldn't really have a basketball wing of the company or per se. So it's basically, there's like literally like, I don't even think they show the young Michael Jordan in the movie. Like the movie is basically about how they went to the ends of the earth to acquire this guy.
But
you
he's
know,
like a mysterious presence. Like he's
kind of like they like never show, like his parents are the ones that are like basically speaking for him throughout like the deal process. And it, like Jason Bateman's in it, and there's like a couple other big guys in it. But again, like it was a comedy. It was kind of like this really well written cinematic movie with just like elements of comedy, like one after another.
That's fucking epic, dude.
It was such a good movie, and I went into it with no expectations because I really didn't know much about, you know, what it was going to be, you know, backstory wise. And I have to say it's one of the best movies I've seen this year.
Wow. I fucking love those kinds of things because I watched the And One documentary for on Netflix.
Yeah, like the Street League ball.
Yeah. And, you know, as a company too, it's so cool to see from that perspective, like what you have to do. Like, I don't know, it's weird to say, like, cause my dad's an entrepreneur. Those, you know, the And One situation is very different, but like, you know, between And One and Nike and Air Jordan and all that, it's a crazy story. Everybody has a crazy story that makes it. I mean, you make it to that big sort of business, that sizable business. Very rarely, I think, is there not a point, an inflection point where something needs to give, you know? And I see that too. Like I see it even now with us is like that final moment, whether it comes now or whether it comes in the future, I can see it, the scales being tipped. Like the Atlas, for instance, being just so well received and people really enjoying it could be that thing that sets up for the slam dunk, like something that happens in the next couple, you know, months or a year or something, like the next push cart we do or some other, you know, the golf bag or something. But along the way, there's a marketing decision you make. Like even people don't even know from OMADA, but like months ago, we had done a drastic shift in our business and how we're running it and operating it. And each day we do those things. Oh, we've done that today, actually. I mean, it happens over and over again, but you slowly get there, and then eventually, like the fucking floodgate opens, you know?
And to that point, you know, because this is public knowledge, you could just look this up and Google it, so I don't think I'm ruining this for everyone. But one of the main kickbacks and one of the reasons why they, like Phil Knight and like the guys, the board members at Nike didn't want to bring on Michael Jordan is because they had a $250,000 allocation that they were going to pay professional athletes to wear their shoes. And this scout comes in, Sonny, and he basically says, I want to put all $250,000 on Michael Jordan.
That's fucking
And they
nuts.
didn't, and the board said no, basically. But then Phil Knight pushed it through and was like, I'll take the fucking hit for this. And guess what? Air Jordans grossed $164 million in their first year.
That's fucking
It's
crazy.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Dude, that is like,
That's just like those moments.
and that case, I just got chills from that because I'm like, that dude, doing that kind of gamble, you have to, there's 1,000, maybe 1,000,000 other businesses that took a gamble like that and flatlined.
And that's why you don't hear about it.
And that's why you don't hear about them.
Yeah.
Like, and one as an example, I mean, you know, they were bet on that street league. Their street league was in their video, they were hand selling fucking videos of their whatever. And then they were going to different cities and whatnot. They didn't, their first time they ever bet on someone, actually it's so funny you say that because the first fucking athlete, which was supposed to be one of the biggest athletes ever to go to the NBA. I can't even remember his name, but the first game he played in their sneakers was the first debut of them in professional basketball, the whole 9 yards with him, first season ever. He fucking breaks his ankle. It was the first game of the fucking season, and he broke it, I think, his ankle, or he like severely injured it in those sneakers. And they had him on TV, like the fucking close up of their sneakers and one, and it's like him on the ground, fucking like in massive amounts of pain. It was
not a good look.
No,
That's crazy. You know, continuing with what are we watching though? Josh, the Mandalorian season finale is out right now. I cannot wait to get home and fucking watch that.
no, not the season.
Yeah, season finale. The penultimate episode was great last week. The big boy goes down. It was a great episode. Mando gets captured. I don't know. Mandalorian right now, I think, is the best show on television. I think it is. It's 35 to 50 minutes of pure just joy and entertainment, and you don't even have to be a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
This season alone of Mandalorian, season 3, has been absolutely incredible. They're going with new characters. Like, it's not just Mando and Grogu. Like, there's 1,000,000 characters now, and it's all fleshed out, and it's all coming together to a point for the season finale. So I'm really excited, and it's going to be awesome. Josh, thoughts?
Yeah, dude, I'm Mandalorian this season is tipping the scales for me as far as what's possible for a TV show.
I mean, my God, some of those like airborne fights, the space fights and stuff, and like the monsters that they're creating. And
I know, they're just like one scene, there'll be a monster that like destroys half the planet, and it's just like they're just throwing that in there. I mean, it's as like an individual scene, and then they're creating universes. You know, like I literally think it's only possible with the dome that Favreau created.
Mm-hmm.
I literally do not think that would have been possible to do without it.
Like from a technical side?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you know how they're filming it now, but basically what they did was they used Unreal Engine to essentially create real-time universes within a Superdome that is made of LCD screens.
Oh.
So, like, if the camera is here, the cameras that they're filming off of are actually communicating with the uploaded universes that are physically there, but it's all CGI. And then they're adding in this dome physical pieces on the ground to add to the realism. But most all of the shots you'll see, like if you see them riding on a scooter or something, they're on flat ground that is made of screens, and it's projecting it's projecting the environment beneath, above, all around them, and then the camera is communicating with the actual software to give real-time changes. So if the camera moves from left to right or something, so does the background behind the subject.
Fuck, that is awesome.
I don't know how it's fucking possible. I mean, it sounds like
Who comes up with that?
Favreau. It was literally his idea. Because he had done The Lion King, and they had to build every set with all the green walls and everything. He said, this is inefficient. We can't keep doing this. So he came together with this company, and they built the Cinema Dome.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
So Mandalorian's great. And then I'm watching Yellow Jackets season 2. You know, show it was a quiet show that just like took the world by storm last year. And they came out their second season, few episodes in. I think the magic wore off a little bit. It's just not that good. And I'm starting to think back and like, I don't know if it was ever good. Like, but there's something about it. It's kind of like reminds me of Lost a little bit. Maybe that's why I like it so much. But, yeah, the season's a little, I don't know, it's just a little off. The kids are fucking crazy now. And they flash between, you know, them crashed on the island, or not the island, in the mountains, and then the present day of the ones who got saved.
Right.
Which kind of sucks because you know which kids are going to live. So, like.
Yeah, they did that in, like, the first season, though, too.
Yeah, that's my point. It's like, I don't know why they did that. And now they're making it so other kids. I don't really get where the show is going to go. I don't see the end game in sight, but it's entertaining, I guess. But I feel like I'm kind of wasting my time watching it, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to be watching it.
Right.
But Josh, got anything else?
No, I what are we watching?
That chef movie.
Oh, fuck, that's true. I did watch that.
Did you watch it?
I did watch it, yeah. It's in a different language.
Oh, you know what? I think we did start watching it, and it was in another language, and it was dubbed, so we just turned it off.
Yeah, because I think you can change that. You can do subtitles.
Just like, no dub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it because those movies to me, like, I think chef movies are, and that movie is similar to The Menu. It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Like, towards the end of that movie, what the chefs are doing, what they're cooking, how they're cooking it. And, one of the cool things about that movie is that they do kind of portray, like, you see these chefs like Gordon Ramsay and all these guys, and the people that they cook for, and like the rich and whatever, they film it in such a way that makes them into like monsters, like makes people into monsters the way they eat. So like it's very like bludgeoned the food. It's very like they stripping shit off their face. It's kind of, again, it's similar to The Menu actually. It's like, I don't know if they made it around The Menu, if they just liked that one enough that they like wanted to whip one up. I think it takes place in Thailand. But I thought it was a really good movie. I thought there were highs and lows, and altogether, like, it was a little far-fetched the way that they did it. Like, the way she ascends the ranks on her own, and, but altogether, I thought it was a great movie. Definitely worth a watch. I'd probably give it, like, a 7.6 out of 10.
Okay. I do have a show that I didn't know if I was going to say it or not, because I know I'm going to just catch absolute heat for this. Because I was watching Yellow Jackets, I got obsessed with this, like, teenage dystopia type thing, right? Like, teenagers, like, living, like, in the woods, whatever.
Like Euphoria.
Yeah, like Euphoria, teenage dystopia, right? There's a show on Netflix called
Don't you dare say it.
The Society.
Oh, my God, dude. Tell me this isn't, wait, tell me this isn't the one that's where they fly onto an alternate planet and they, like, can't walk outside their ship because of the air.
No, that's the 100.
That's the 100. Okay.
No,
Because I tried to watch that, and I was going to say, if you watch that, Colucci.
Oh, I've watched that entire show. That was the show that I talked about.
Thank you for listening to T-Box Talk episode 50.
So this one, this one's almost worse. They freaking go on a bus ride, and then the bus ride comes back, and then all their parents are gone, so they just have to run the town themselves. It's maybe one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my life.
God.
That sounds so fucking stupid.
I got hooked. I watched 9 of the 10 episodes in one sitting. They're each an hour long.
That's so fucking
9 hours. You'll never get
Here's
back.
Here's the worst part. It got canceled after season 1, so there's no
closure.
There's no closure, and I knew that, and I was like, I need to watch it.
That's so funny. Well,
It sucks.
God damn it. On another not so ridiculous note, I will say, Will, it's funny because I know you were mentioning the dub. Last night, my mom and I watched a mystery thriller, murder mystery, whatever. And it was in a different language and was dubbed over. And something I'm starting to notice is like the amount of dubbed content that I'm starting to watch and that I'm having to get used to is going up a lot.
I would rather watch the movie without the dub because sometimes the dub can be so bad that it's almost distracting. It's jarring.
That's true.
But with that, was it Hunger? Is that the movie, the chef movie?
Hunger, the new one, Physical 100.
Yeah. Well, the only thing with Hunger is that like I would probably give that a shot without a dub, but it is like 2.5 hours long or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of like paying attention for me.
It was a long movie, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's another movie that I watched recently that was dubbed over, and we watched the dub version. I think it's called The Platform, maybe.
Yes. The Platform.
That was a good movie.
It's a Spanish movie.
Yeah, so I could deal with that one for the most part.
Was that good?
Yeah, it was good. It's kind of it was a cool concept.
Yeah,
I'll give it that.
Yeah. What was Parasite? Parasite was in a
I'm telling
completely
you,
different language, and it won all those awards.
That's why I'm saying I hate to say it, but this could now be sort of an era where if you want to watch the best content out, you might genuinely need to get used to the dub. I hate the dub as much as the next guy, but it's like it's crazy. You know what's happening? I think is it's becoming more global. The production of things is starting. Like, why would France not be doing films in French? Like, why would they be doing it in American?
No,
you know?
right.
So I think each country is starting to lift up, and I honestly believe that.
I just think Netflix is signing more global movies.
Well, because they are
movies.
global. That's why, like, HBO is not global. Netflix is. That's why I always said I bet Netflix, because they're in every fucking country out there, and they're one of the only ones that are even close to having done that.
Mm-hmm.
But the other, and they're growing too, which is crazy in those areas respectively. But I also was just thinking in my mind, there was that movie. What was it? There was a Korean movie that came out. Oh, it was Squid Game. Squid Game, because that was such a worldwide phenomenon, it gave like Korea in general a greater fucking hand at playing a greater hand at playing in the film game, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so they came out with Physical 100, and that movie was on the top of the charts for a great deal. It was like kind
100%.
of Squid Game-esque.
And there's a ton of like monster movies and zombie movies that Korea
Troll. That was another one that came out.
That's Polish.
It was Polish, whatever it was,
Yeah.
but they're just like so many.
Korea has like Korean horror is like becoming huge in the United States right now, and it's all dubbed movies, but they're some of like the best zombie movies ever.
Right.
You know, and I mean, think about anime for a second. Japanese anime is that's huge in the United States,
Right.
especially now with younger generations. It's massive. It's only going to get bigger, and if dubs get better, you know, more people will watch it. But otherwise, people just watch it with the subtitles. Who gives a fuck, you know?
Exactly.
Right.
So it's a crazy state of the world with like all the shows and all the streaming services
Content's
going
changing
on.
fast, yeah.
It is. Does anybody have anything else they want?
I don't think there's any golf events coming up anytime soon. I know that
All I know is that Rory withdrew from the RBC Heritage, which cost him like $3 million.
What?
So he's throwing a pissy pity party because of the Masters and, you know, him not making the cut, withdraws from the RBC, and yeah, it's like he loses $3 million from his PIP bonus. So by not playing in the RBC Heritage.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So he's been radio silent too. Like, I haven't seen anything on Rory in like the last 2 weeks. So
I mean, you can talk the talk until, you know, you start playing like shit, and then nobody wants to hear it.
Right.
So he probably just
like
goes
Phil
silent.
Mickelson just beat you. So
It's tough to be so it's tough to stay relevant in golf, man. It's so quickly. I mean, the Masters, which I know we already talked about, but I don't think that like the next significant event is the PGA Championship that's in May 17th, I think. So it's in like probably a month, basically.
Yeah, I have no
25
idea.
days.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
It's coming up soon because I went to
the
the 2018 one, and that was, I just remember it was warm out.
Yeah, May 15th through 21 at Oak Hill Country Club in Rochester, New York.
Oh, wow.
Wait a second. That's pretty close.
Oh, I knew that actually. Yeah, the PGA Championships in Upstate.
That's pretty close. It's not that far from here.
We should probably go to that.
It definitely could be an option. I mean, I think it's funny because like PGA events have become less significant ever since I think LIV came around. Like,
yeah, but I think they'll be able to play in this one. Oh, probably not.
No, they will. No, I'm pretty sure that they can play in it because it's a major.
Yeah.
So even though it's a PGA major or whatever, the PGA Championship, I'm almost positive they can still play in it.
We'll have to wait and find out. But we got to cut it off a little bit short today. We got a lot of stuff going on in the OMADA Golf universe. Thank you all so much for listening. Head on over to the OMADA Golf website. Check out all the new products that are being sold right now. We got the rangefinder. The golf bags have landed. They've shipped out. They're amazing. Get a cooler for your push cart if you already have one. Use code TEAM10 after you sign up for the email list and get 10% off your order. Check out OMADA Golf on Instagram. Check out T-Box Talk on Instagram at T-Box Talk Pod and on TikTok under the same handles. Thank you all so much for listening, boys. Thank you so much for participating. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the weather as it's starting to turn. Gotta get out on the golf course. We're going to get some clips up of us golfing soon. Thank you very much. Peace out, all.
See ya.